Oh yeah.
Family is important, bro. Ain't nobody really gonna have your back.
Like family.
Hey, we had a discussion. Consensual sex, consensual baby. Nigga.
That does not mean I'm not wholesome. I'm wholesome.
Everything cheating as okay, or has it just become easier to get away?
Folks, we are dealing with technical difficulties. We have some nonsense.
I ain't no tender hoe, bro. You can't hit this the first night.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Jeffrey Show. If you guys been enjoying our content, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and hey, go ahead and subscribe. And you see a little notification bell at the bottom, go ahead and click that. So every time we go live, you'll be notified. All right, y'all. Peace.
Oh, we
Say,
is back.
can you see these gleaming necklaces? 'Cause we here, we talking shit.
Yes,
You
son,
gon'
yeah.
get your ass hit.
Yes, son, yeah.
Talking that shit on the internet.
Welcome to another episode of the Jeffrey Show, y'all. The Jeffrey's podcast, pop-up show. We pop it up on a Tuesday. You know, we usually do it Monday, but we had a little, people got live. You know what it is, and we. Oh, what's the good word I can use? You know, elevate. We all educate ourselves. We evolving like Digimon, not like Pokemon. Because Digimon was cooler than Pokemon. But we elevating this cheap thing. You know what I mean? So we're coming back at y'all with another episode today. We have some good stuff to talk about. Hopefully, some prevalent topics that you guys can really get into. Hopefully, something you guys have thought about yourselves. We're finna get deep, y'all, real deep. But first, before we get into the act, how y'all doing over there? Well, Curtis, how you doing over there? Because you're the only other nigga on the screen right now.
Yeah, we good, bro. We out here thugging it. Final day of class was today. Your boy passed, you feel me? Some B's.
Nice. Getting them A's and B's,
Graduation
son.
Thursday, dog, and we big lit.
Round of applause to you, my bro. I'm really, really happy for you. Be proud of you, man. Wish I could make it to that. It's good. This Zoom called me, and I'll be dancing and drinking on my side over here, and I'll be there in spirit.
For sure.
How's the house? How's the kids? How's the babies? Even though they're not your babies, obviously. Most people know that you're nieces, but
yeah, they okay.
How's what's up?
They okay. It's good. The family's good. My people come in tomorrow. They coming in for the graduation.
Who all coming
Congrats to that man Curtis, because that man getting the big piss. I'll let the
fizzle.
You know, I had the last bar occasion.
Nice. Can we hear it?
I said, dropped out of college twice, nigga. You know I'm a problem. Finally graduated homecoming like Ye taught us.
Hey.
Nice. I'm fuck with it. All right, there you go. Like Ye taught us. Congrats, my mans.
Yes,
Graduations and stuff. Like I said, we all got lives. We all moving up and down. You know, well, not down, just up. Only.
There is no down.
How you doing? How's life going? How's the grind? No, I definitely said it first. I think you had lag on your screen.
Man, you was like, okay, I'm doing great. As you can see, big bro, we lined up with precision. We stopped right out here. Get all that together.
My man got the cut.
Ambassadors for Herschel Getty. Still doing photography. I'll disclose that later. I am not on Instagram. But
I'm not gonna lie to you, Tamir. We cannot really hear you at all, bro.
No one can hear me.
It might be.
It was just cut now.
It might.
Turn the faucet
I just turned it on. My dishwasher ain't on.
Ain't that a bitch? No. I'm doing good, man. We lined up.
So I'm
we
sorry.
Shaped up.
All right, cool.
Can y'all hear me now?
Dive into that dive into being the brand ambassador for Yeti and them.
Yeah, so with that, I started. I technically actually called
Paul.
San Francisco to tell them I'm away next week. probably Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Not sure yet. I don't know. I'll weigh it out. But yeah, that's so cool. Learning a lot about the topic. They gave me a tote bag. I don't rock tote bag.
What's that vibrating sound?
I don't have anything vibrating.
I know it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not through. That's the thing. What is that?
What is it?
What's going on here?
Is there a sound? I hear sound.
There's too many sounds. There's too many sounds and not enough Tamir sound.
There she is.
Oh, snap. That just cleared up like crazy as soon as he stopped that.
Gang.
Some weak ass headphones.
Shoot, I guess so. Huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God. Yeah, those aren't the headphones that I have. But yeah, all right, that's what's up, though, Tamir. That's good to hear. I think it's actually finally good to actually hear you, too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's great to know that y'all can hear me too, because I can't tell you how it sucks to not be heard and feel ignored. It's
not fun. And this washing's a bitch.
I go along with it. It's like it is what it is. I'm a grown man. I live. But yeah, to participate in the show and not be heard, that's like
facts.
I hope the face says it.
But to answer your question you asked me a long time ago, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. Like, as I said earlier before, my body is finally doing what I've been wanting it to do and waking me up early in the morning, 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I get up and just get at it. Now I got to just be better at planning my moves as I go. So I can get up. I'm about to grab some, I think I'm going to get some coffee. Or coffee or tea, one of the two. I already got a Keurig. I'll just get some coffee pods called, and yeah, just at the day.
Cop a descaler while you at it too, because you don't need that shit.
A what?
So Keurigs, they can be faulty from time to time, especially when you don't clean it. That's basically what I'm saying. They have a mode in there called descale, where you will pour like a bottle of solution and then put a little pod of soap into the pod where you put coffee at, and then from there get that shit going, get the cycle going, and it's supposed to clean out all the particles and stuff that get stuck within, say, where the water pump is and temp and all that extra shit. Right. Mom's giving me problems every now and then. It's annoying, but I'm finding my way.
Really?
Finding my way of fixing it. So
nice. Mine been pretty solid so far. I mean, I hadn't really used it in a minute, but I'll keep that in mind, though. I didn't know that was a thing. Thank you, Tamir. I needed that advice. I ain't just saying that. I really appreciate that. Because if my Keurig stopped working, I'd be kind of upset.
I love you, boy.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I appreciate you too, man. Yeah, we're going to get back into this first topic, you know what I'm saying? Something we all talk about on a regular basis.
Enlighten us. What is that good topic?
You a whole nigga is you not joking. So it's really, and this is kind of a black episode. It's kind of a pro-black episode. And in being pro-black, you gotta ask yourself certain questions. One, who are your people? What are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you actually doing it for the betterment of your kind? And a very important question: can you be pro-black while dating outside of your race? I want to say yes. Okay, here I'll say it a little louder, more into the mic. Can you be pro-black and date outside of your race?
Let's talk about it.
I'll say yes. I'll just say yes.
That's what I want to hear you elaborate on that yes stuff.
I got you. I'm elaborating on it. So the reason I'll say yes, and it's kind of layered. It's gonna be a layered answer. It's kind of a layered question.
It is.
I believe that we could all marry and procreate with whatever race we decide to do that with. I don't believe that that's going to hinder or hurt our fight, especially seeing how there's already a huge group of us or contingency of us that are already mixed with different races like Native American, Latino, stuff like that. We're all from different parts of Africa. So when it comes to the idea of interracial marriage, I do not have an issue with it. Obviously that comes into your own personal issues. Like if you want to Like if you want to keep, a certain not theme going. If you want to keep a certain like tone or structure or cultural reference or cultural relevance in your home, I can see why you wouldn't. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't see why you cannot be pro-black while you are dating outside of your race. If you happen to be pro-black and you're dating a white woman, as long as you are still that man who is fighting for your people, I don't see a problem with that. Now, still, that comes into the whole like, hey, there's your private life. You got to worry about like, can she really teach your kids what it's like to be a black person? I mean, obviously not. If she's a white woman, if she's a Mexican woman, still no. But maybe she has more of an idea of what being oppressed feels like, and what walking around in this world as a brown person feels like. Asian person, there's different things. It really depends on what you want to deal with and who you want to be married to. But I don't think it would hinder you being pro-black. That just be all on you if you decide to drop the ball on that.
That's real. That's real. I'll go ahead.
That being said, I'm not marrying a white woman, so
say that.
I am not marrying a white woman.
I'll go ahead and go first before we have our heavyweight come on and really give us the game that we need. I mean, because my man got a lot to say. Like, you gonna respect that. Me personally, let me start off with saying I am a child of God. I believe in love first. I know we as black folks have been through some shit, but you love who you love, and you feel me? That's why God made us worth the future. Honestly, like serious tip. As someone that has dated outside his race a number of times, but still made sure to come back home and rep for his unit. I personally don't see anything bad. Now, granted, I do know bad things can happen. There's been a plethora of shit that's happened that I saw on Facebook, whether it be Trump getting elected and now interracial couples that have been together for like years are now at odds because, I want Trump to get in office, but he's racist. And it's like, so I don't care. And now it's like, whoa, I'm now seeing your true colors. Is that how you feel about it? Yeah, like I've seen it all. I've seen that. One thing to speak about what you were saying earlier is dating outside my race. I do know they don't know what it's like to be a black man out here in these streets. Not only do they not know, they don't even fathom the thought. Like that thought doesn't even cross their mind. They have no actual idea. And that's where things can get a little conscrewed. But for those that actually do pay close attention and are trying to make a difference outside of the black race, I mean, hey, if you date a black person and the love is real, unconditional, I don't see any problems with it. That's just me. But I got a sister, so yeah.
All right, Kurt, what you got to say on this, Mr. Dishwasher?
Can you be pro-black and date outside of your race? I generally don't think you can.
Before you start, you sound kind of far away, and I want you to sound as close as possible before you start.
Yeah. How about now?
Go to your mic. I mean, yeah, a little bit better.
I'm at my mic. It's my
tablet. Man. Yo, Mike.
Oh, he. Yo, Mike.
Yo, Mike.
I could
go to your Mike and Ike.
Here, I'll switch to my phone.
Yo, Mike and Ike.
Oh goodness. We want him to be heard.
Yeah, the words to be out smoothly, sir.
Exactly. But yeah, man, when it comes down to like starting families and shit like that,
Curtis gonna say some racist stuff.
No, he's not.
Look at his face.
He might say something. He might say one thing.
Oh shoot, I'm messing around.
But
my bad, Tamir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. It's all.
But yeah.
Bitch. Hey, no, real shit. It's like for those who are dating outside their race, I want y'all to be able to have them awkward conversations. I want y'all to be able. If the shit is happening, and you as a black man or black woman see what's going on.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Okay, so like I was saying, I don't believe you actually can be pro-black and date outside of your race, because I think if you're pro-black, your values and everything that falls in line with that should be pro-black. You would want your family to be pro-black. You would want your future spouse to be black. You want your kids to be black. Dating outside of your race prevents from carrying ahead that black, that pro-black initiative, basically, that you start off with.
Yeah.
And then I'm about to say, like,
Because if you have kids
I don't know,
with
man,
one of another race, it may not work out.
No, that's real. That's
dead. Kurt done froze.
It's okay. He'll be back.
I interrupted him and he froze.
He'll be back.
no.
He makes it.
Go to your gosh dang mic, bro.
We see you. All right, Tony Baker.
Wash them dishes later.
I done told you to bring your ass outside. You still ain't brought your ass.
I told you to bring your ass out here.
Nah.
You a hoe, Curtis. You said that?
I'm almost done in this kitchen, bro. I'm almost done.
All right, for sure.
We'll let Curtis finish up. I'll go ahead and keep going. I'll say some more things.
Facts. I'm curious.
The only reason I say that, because I say it's cool because I am, like I said, I'm about love. Love first. God's children, as God's children, God wants you to love everybody equally. Now, I know shit doesn't happen. Shit doesn't happen. It be like that. It's hard. It's interesting to say you're pro-black and date outside your race. You're gonna get some looks.
Yeah.
Because then at that point,
definitely
I really do this pro. But I personally feel you can still be pro-black. Like, you can still promote black folks and promote black culture and black economics while still dating outside your race. It really depends on if this person you're dating outside your race also sees what you see. Also knows what you like. They have a firm understanding of, okay, this is where I came from. This is what we did to my man's people or my woman's people.
Right.
And with that, I gotta be a lot more respectful and really understand where she coming from with it, as opposed to just kind of like going off the ignorant rails of just what I know personally.
I feel you on that. It's like
hard. People can't really see outside themselves, you know.
No, that's very true. That's actually really true. I can see it being an issue when you're talking about the idea of marriage, and then we're talking about like procreating and having kids. Now, I said I don't have a problem with it, but I can on the flip side see it potentially being an issue for that person, more so in the realm of like their social life. Because if you are pro-black, the idea is to just like make more black babies, and to make more black babies, so it'd be kind of weird. So really, the idea is if you're gonna make more black babies, you have them with other black people, like you have them with black women to keep creating black babies, so you don't have like mixed babies. Odd part about that is,
one thing I'm gonna say, that brings up a point for me. Keep going.
I'm gonna have to bring that up. I don't think I have to say that, but I can feel you.
Yeah. Like I just.
He's like, one thing I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna speak about that later.
I just didn't want to cut you off and lose what you had going. Keep going.
No, I feel you, bro. So no, I was gonna say, on one side, it's so cool. Yeah, you have the baby with the other people, and you're trying to have babies with other black people. The funny part is, like, being black, none of us are all one race. We're all a plethora of different things, and not even just now in 2022. We've always all been a plethora of different things. Black people have never just been straight up black people for the most part. Like at the beginning of slavery, but as we got out 400 years later after that, we were already kind of a mixed pool anyway. So thinking about that is like, all right, cool. The black woman you have sex with, to have babies with, is probably already mixed anyway, as well as you more than likely having mixed blood in your body. So that to say, I think the sentiment of that is good, but the reality of that may not be the same exact thing. Now we could just go straight for like really just dark skinned women, like damn near just dating, women from Africa, like Ghana, maybe Ethiopia, stuff like that, if you want to. But that might just be a bit, the extreme part of that. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm with you.
So
I'm with you. I can go with my thought now. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Go
ahead, brother.
This is me piggybacking off of the kids making art part that you brought up.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I'm not too happy with is how the media is going about this whole pro-black thing. Because one thing I'm noticing is, well, of course they're not pro-black.
Right.
Media is not by any means pro-black. And
No.
one thing I'm starting to notice is, even though the media is including black people into commercial things like that, notice their spouse is either someone of the same sex or they're definitely hands down white.
Yeah, no, that is the funny part about that. You are not wrong.
Like
with that.
it's one of the two. It's never.
Yeah, there's no in
never
between.
like two black folks or a Mexican or it's literally just you're either dating your same sex or you're dating a white person. Period. Point blank.
True.
All we want to talk about.
That's usually how it
And
goes.
with that, that's kind of faulty because there was conspiracy theory, we'll call it that I heard about, where they were talking about how they wanted to eradicate black folks by just making mixed babies. So with that, we put them on TV, let you see this, that, and the third. Now you want to go date somebody outside your race.
They say by 2055, the population to be majority light skinned.
Thank you.
Supposedly, yeah.
The defense rests.
Supposedly,
Okay,
yeah.
came
It's
through
supposed to be a
facts.
thing.
Yeah, so
And that plan is always funny because they said that like that would eradicate black people, but in reality that would kind of just eradicate white people more than anything, because our features and stuff are going to be the one that take over because our genes are so strong. Only other genes that are almost as strong as ours are like Japanese and Asian people. Well,
and even
Asian
then,
people.
you're gonna overtake that. Like it's just
No
just
facts. I think ours is still stronger than. So even then, like saying like that it would eradicate black people. Maybe as one, I think that day has already came, like the idea of what they were talking about, where we were all like darker skin. There are a lot of dark skinned people here, but a lot of dark skinned cats who are out here really like have families that come from Africa. Like they like, my family's from Ghana, my family's from Nigeria. I'm not even joking. Like the majority of the ones I think about, even some like Belize, like other African countries, there are a lot of black people. Like there's a lot of dark skinned black people, but more of the dark skinned black people of probably have like ties to other countries, like direct, immediate ties, not just like lineage ties, but like more directly. More, I would say, not to say that more people who are black are more light skinned, but they definitely mix. They're definitely a little lighter brown at this point in 2022.
Sure.
Curtis, get out that gosh dang kitchen.
Curtis, can we hear you? Talk your noise, boy.
Man, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
you just making dinner for the family or something a second ago? Like, what's the?
Yeah, making dinner for the family.
Cooking Thanksgiving, you cooking Sunday feast.
Not even, just something. we got home from grocery shopping late.
Oh, I feel you on that.
That's why. But
groceries are a must. I need to go get that.
But man, I just don't see how you can be pro-black and date outside your race. It just doesn't line up with me. And most of the time nowadays, it's fetishized. Like kids, the light-skinned kids have light-skinned babies. It's fetishized. Yeah. Like even black men dating a white woman, that shit be fetishized. White women dating a black man, that shit's fetishized. Same way with
Big
the other
fetishes.
things too. Like, and like I said, it's just,
that's a whole different conversation though.
It is. But like I said, I'll be damned if you feel me. My significant partner at any point in time can get mad and they'll call me. It'll be different, if I'm getting an argument with my girlfriend and she's black and she calls me a nigga, then I'm getting an argument with my white girlfriend and she calls me a nigga because she's mad.
Well, that's when you slap her. I'm not saying we hit people or women at all, but that's when you kind of smack her.
I wouldn't even put myself in that
you just
position,
called me a
bro.
nigga.
Because if I slap her and she called the police Now who's gonna be in trouble?
That is.
I'm a black man.
Where's the proof though? Where's the proof?
I'm a black man, bro. They always believe the white motherfucker first.
Look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like, come on now.
Yeah, facts. And it's mad facts out there. People are still saying.
If Johnny Depp was black, he would be getting crucified right now.
Oh yeah, if Johnny Depp was black, they ain't nowhere to try to kill him by now, which is really sad.
Be no trial. Literally wouldn't even be no trial.
Yeah, that was a joke about hitting. That was a joke about hitting women. By the way, people, I don't want y'all coming at me in no comments. I don't be hitting people or women. But at the same time, that white woman called me the N-word. She ain't finna just be standing there.
But that's what I'm like. Why would I put myself into a position to let a white motherfucker call me out my name like that? And when it has
one, you'd have to be one that would really be putting the question: what type of white woman are you dating to the point you think she would say the N-word in the first place?
Any white girl at the end of the day, she can get mad.
Well, I mean that'd be the same for all Mexican and Asian girls too, wouldn't it? That basically all the same for anyone who's not.
Hell yeah, it's the same. And honestly,
that means you just dating.
I remember growing up in high school, a lot of the women, they couldn't date black men because their parents didn't approve of that shit.
Yo!
Oh yeah, I know that. I remember those.
They parents were like, no, you don't bring home no black dude. We don't do them.
Yep.
They don't do them. And Asians,
that's
they
they're
stick
racist.
inside of their race. A lot of people really do stick inside of their race, except for black people. Why? Because black people are always super accepting and always want to be accepted.
Well, no, I'd say it's more the fact that we were sexualized. Like I think we were just over sexualized in the eyes of everybody. It's not. You saying it like it's like us just going out to find these other races when it's really the other races definitely coming to us. Like trust me, there's
so if you being
there's black dudes who wanna.
In a way, if you being sexualized and it's a fetish, why would you do that? Why would you even get with that person if they just coming for you for that?
Oh, facts. But
that's
I mean,
already the wrong
sex.
type of person for you. That's already the wrong type of person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's what it is, like, chances are that woman who's you just going to for sex and she's just coming to you because you're a black dude, chances are she may call you the N-word. But if you're trying to date somebody, hopefully you wouldn't be dating somebody you think would be calling you the N-word for no reason. Like, if
by any means.
But that's like, how would you
even my girlfriend? I don't even want my girlfriend calling me a nigga. Like, if she was black, I don't want my black girlfriend calling me a nigga.
I say, how would you know until it came to that point? But black women don't. They say that shit all the time. It's just different though. You'll take it differently coming from a black woman than coming from a white woman.
I mean, I would, but I still you ain't gonna call me out my name for no reason. But that's just
for me and my girl in our situation. It's all fun and games.
You could be having a normal conversation and she say,
it's like it's just another day. But,
if you talking about like my nigga type of stuff, that's different. Nah. I thought she's gonna be like you bum nigga or you dumbass nigga or something like that. Yeah, nah.
Any nigga from a girl that's not black, the fuck I look like.
Now, okay, what about other reasons outside of that? Now, what if this is a world where she didn't say that? What other reasons would you not date outside of your race? Like,
bro, just knowing the history. Just knowing the history. Why do I want to date somebody who like back in the day was an oppressor? You may not be my oppressor right now, but back in the day, your kind was my oppressor. Why would I want to date somebody who gives off that image? Why would I want to do that? I want to have somebody who speaks life into me, who can understand my situation. That's why I'm saying I put a black woman above anything else. Because I'll be damned. Why the fuck would I do? Why the fuck would I put a white woman over a black woman? Like, no, because a white woman don't understand 100%. Me, don't understand my struggle, and won't have my back like a black woman would.
Facts.
No, I feel you on that. That's 100%. That is 100%.
So I refuse. Like I said,
the very second you push her to the edge,
any
that's
white
when
woman.
It's that in the third. Police on the phone. Oh no, I'm gonna throw myself into the wall and say you hit me. Like, nah, bro.
Bro,
like negative.
I refuse. I fucking refuse to be caught up in some bullshit because of that thing. That's one reason why I never fucked with a white girl seriously like that. Like I said, I did it to see how far I can get with them. But when I see how far I can get with them, nigga, I can go all now. But I don't want that shit. Not for my life, not for my kids. That's not what I want.
No, I agree with you on that. I want my wife's gonna be.
Like, I grew up in a black home.
I'm dating a black woman. I'm marrying a black woman.
I have a black woman.
Facts.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a black man, but I'm also Native American. I'm also Creole French. I'm also these other things, but I consider myself a black man. And that's not that. that also goes back to my statement of honestly being black is not just being. It's not about what you actually are physically. It's really just the culture that you're a part of and the kind of life you have here in America. Like, because all of us are all three of us right here are black men, but all three of us have way different bloodlines. I guarantee you. Like,
but you saying something like that is like giving a pass, bro. I can't let
maybe
that
one or
slide.
two similarities. No, I'm not giving a pass. I can't let that slide.
Okay, you said being black is
I can't let
basically
that
the
slide,
area
cuz.
you were around growing up, right? And shit like that.
Well, no, I'm not saying that because that would make anybody who grew up in the hood black. What I'm saying is it's the culture, like it's the fact that we were brought here from slavery and we came through the whole all the shit that we went through in America that made us black. But at the same time, literally, but at the same time, if you look at all of us, we are all very different looking because we're all probably mixed with different things, like.
Bro,
Like
I
our
get
basis,
that, bro.
like
I
our
get
basis
that.
is
But what
Nigerian,
I'm
but
saying,
then throughout the lines and lineage, we all are like a whole bunch of different
my
stuff.
nigga,
For
you
us
always
just to be like, we're not just black.
You always do the bigger picture, and I get that and I respect that. But when I say black, I'm talking about American black because America's always had black and white. So anytime I mention black, I'm talking about American black and American white.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm about to say, it
But
don't matter
that
what
is
you was.
American black
It
though.
don't matter what you was. At the end of the day, you check that black box when they ask you your race or your ethnicity.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one and the same thing. We check that black box, but the reality is this: like, it's not the bigger picture. That is just the picture. Like, we all check the box of being black, but the reality of it is, a lot of us happen to have like a whole bunch of different races inside of us.
Very true.
Like,
Very
my
true.
bad, actual races, because black is not a race. And I'm not saying that to say that I don't love being black, because I love being black. It's just something I just think that kind of holds us back when we just consider ourselves this thing that didn't exist until the slave trade happened. But, you know.
We were Africans.
Yeah.
We were
And white people were Europeans or whatever else the hell they were.
One thing I will say, just based on my life experience, for the girls that I did date outside my race, there was never once the N-word uttered at me or to me or about someone else.
Mm-hmm.
It was always cordial, even when they were mad. But even then, they didn't have a real reason to be mad at me because I always had some shit to shut that shit down, and they were just not talking. But what Curtis was saying in terms of like Asian folks, I've dated two girls that were like, no nigga home, don't do that. And one of them, they broke up with me during summer. Like during the summer of high school, we would have came back and seen each other. But I was like, yeah, she told me like, hey, I don't think it's working out. And I'm playing the game. She's sending that text right before football practice. I look at that text like,
all right.
like I'm back to my shit. I already knew where this was going. The second you told me like, yo, your parents wasn't, but like, yeah, don't know, like, not at all. I was like, yeah, no, this ain't going far. Like, I'm not worried.
Nah, not at all.
So she ended up.
What was her name though? Oh, never mind. I know her name now. Damn, for real, that's how it was.
I know one of
messed
them.
Up.
I know one of them.
I mean, we know all of them. I just didn't know. Damn,
where'd he go?
This nigga's phone must have just died.
Damn, you didn't kick him this time? No.
I know, right?
Oh, damn. But nah, y'all know all of them. The only one that didn't.
Dang, but that's why that happened. That's fucked up, yo.
Let me disclose. The only one that didn't was ISIS. The other
I noticed that.
Yeah. All right.
That's effed up. Dang, girl, I have respect for you the whole nine. I mean, that explains.
You dating a whole white boy now. I already knew.
I know.
I missed the topic.
No,
I know she does like the brothers. She likes the brothers, but she just, I guess her. Oh, she liked the brothers. I know she do. I guess it's her parents saying that just make her not do the things she be. Nah, but why you think y'all was talking? Why you think y'all was y'all was talking for a reason? She liked the brothers.
You got a point.
He's back.
It wasn't going far though, so I wasn't even tripping. Hey, welcome back, big dog.
Purple pompadour ass nigga.
Did you call what?
I don't know. Man, get out the gosh dang kitchen. Get out the kitchen. Get out the kitchen.
You sound
Finish
like
the kitchen after the show.
seriously funny when you're trying to describe old folk getting mad.
Get out that gosh dang kitchen, you mother. But I'm sure this has been a good topic, y'all. I like to hear you guys' perspectives and everything. Jahan, I hear you in the background. Do you have anything to say on this topic? Are you?
Yes,
Let me
I
make some room
do.
for my queen. Who's hanging? Come through. You got the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel like I think what it comes down to for me is like, what is the meaning of pro-black? Like, is pro-black meaning just like I support you, or pro-black is it mean that you're actively involved with the progress of things being like, what does pro-black look like? Because I feel like if we're gonna talk about like pro-black, and like, okay, like you're not necessarily dating someone who is black, so you're dating an ally, and that's all cool. But it's just like it gets to a point sometimes where it's, for me, it's like you love who you love, y'all love who y'all love. I ain't judging, but when certain topics arise, I don't want to have my ally sticking up for me and my ally being like, I support you. Like,
no,
I want language, but I want my nigga to sit there and
no,
be like,
facts.
he right and she right, you know, and you know this is that.
The person understands.
I don't want to also feel like, you know, as a black business owner, when I walk into a room, if I were to be dating someone who wasn't black, that some of the respect and some of the things that I may be receiving might be because I have an ally. I would like to know that, like, I will be getting the same support for whatever it is I'm doing, regardless of who I'm dating. But sometimes I feel like society ignores that. Like, there are certain people, certain black entrepreneurs who are dating outside of their race. And I'm not gonna lie, it gives the whole, like, golf course setup. You feel me? You take your significant other out to the country club and show them off a little bit and everything, you know, and make your deals and all that. And I'm not saying that that's everybody's relationship, but I do think that people ignore that aspect of it, that sometimes when you are dating someone who's considered an ally, it does kind of promote your life differently. And I would just want my life to be what it is, no matter who I'm with.
Facts. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. And then just also, like I said, like, I don't want to have to censor your word and everything. I like, you know, I want my nigga to be able to recite every hip hop and, you know, Tupac verse. I don't want you to, I want to enjoy this shit. Did you just bleep the word out? Did you just say bleep? Because you didn't say nigga? Did you say like, I don't want that. I want to be able to feel it with my partner and everything. I don't want to have to feel like I'm like, because you're supporting me, now I gotta support the eggshells that you gotta walk on as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like to just miss that entirely. I agree with you on that.
There's a lot,
you know.
Too many headaches.
Say hello to Naomi, by the way. That's person walking around the background of Curtis's video. That's his sister. And then them babies. I respect that perspective, Jahan. I really do, actually. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like it could happen. I feel like, you know, it really depends on who you are. So, but I'll say this: if you are pro-black, chances are you do want to make some pro-black babies. So, and on that note, we're gonna go take a little break. We'll be right back after these words. We'll go to that next topic right after this. Peace.
Hey, right on time.
What happens when you realize you are not the same person you were before? You've experienced loss, you've experienced hardship, and you've experienced disappointments. Do you ignore what happened and place it in the back of your mind? Do you keep pretending as if you walked away unscathed? Or do you distract yourself and call it healing? Or maybe you take time to grieve that who you once were is no longer the same, and learn to embrace the new normal of who you are today, and realize it's okay not to be the same person. Good morning.
We back. How we doing over here? Oh wait, y'all are muted. Well, Curtis is muted. Oh, he muted himself. Tamir, talk real quick.
I'm almost done.
Yeah, I can't. You can't hear me. I wonder why. Can you hear me now? Can you hear you now or me at all? Curtis is muted. All right, y'all. What's popping, y'all? You know what I mean? How we doing over here? Welcome back to the Jeffrey Show. Real quick, we can get this stuff together. Everybody has a little technical difficulties going on. You know what I mean? We'll be right back.
Grief is an opportunity to accept life on life's terms, finding comfort and deeper wisdom as we move about in life in the absence of who or what was lost. Loss comes in many forms, occupationally, relationally, or even our own identity. We can fall into self-pity when we don't experience sadness, trying to have others value us, but ignoring the personal responsibility. Acceptance is an opportunity to expose our hearts to the ability to value and honor. Are we willing to experience the depth and impact of loss? Good morning.
Okay, let's give that a good old college try again. And that boy Curtis is dipped out. You can hear me? Can I hear you? That's the question.
I can hear you and you can hear me, and vice versa.
That I can. Now, can we hear Curtis? No, we can't because he disappeared.
Whoosh.
Poof. Hey, but while we're here, and Curtis is not. How about them playoffs? You know what I mean? Them playoffs is
I'm watching them shits now. Fucking the Sixers
Nice.
just got blown out. They lost by
Oh, for real?
nugget and some fries. You feel me? Had
Dang.
dipping sauces on the side. They're
It's
gonna.
Naomi. It's Naomi.
I don't think she
She
can
can't
hear.
hear nothing. Does she know she's on live?
Probably not.
Tell her she's live, Curtis. It'd be very rude of you not to tell her that she's on live right now.
Keeping it a buck. I can't even hear Curtis.
Yeah, his mic is no, it's not muted.
Good question.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we should have lost that game yesterday. The way we was playing, although the defense they put on us was good, the way we was playing, we should have lost that game.
Dog, I missed it. I missed all of it. And I
Watch the
was
highlights,
Can't
bro.
hear you. Can't hear you, Kurt. Cannot hear you.
Yeah, Kurt, we can't hear you, pimp.
Yup. We'll see you there.
Yeah, bet. Okay, cool. He's finally going to his room.
Hey,
Get to that gosh dang microphone.
that boy got hit.
But no, I thought it was kind of crazy. Curry did go for 32, even though if you watch the game, you didn't know that he, at least for me, I didn't even know he made 32 points because they were on us like that much. Like they were winning the entire time until we came back up. Literally, we didn't start leading until the final minute of the fourth quarter. Like, and we won 101-98. Like, and they were without Ja Morant. I mean, yeah, they're a better defensive team when he's not there, and they are 25 for 5 when he's not there. That's cool, but we should have destroyed them because with Ja Morant, we beat them 142-112. Without Ja Morant, we should have just waxed that ass, but we did not wax that ass. we slightly smacked it a little bit. We pushed the ass outside of the arena.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
While I didn't see the game, I did see how close the game was. And that's playoff basketball for you. You feel me? You go out,
Facts.
and you read what the offense is doing and what your defense is doing against said offense. And with that being said, isn't Dylan Brooks back? He's back on the lineup, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. He was doing good for this game.
Yeah. So he's your defensive anchor. For those that don't know what that means is he's your strongest defensive player. He is your energy when it comes down to playing defense. I was the defensive anchor. That's why I know. So when it comes down to it, he makes the statement on defense. So with him being back, it makes sense why the Warriors had.
Hey, I'm about to run
slightly of a rough
downstairs. I'll be
because of
right
the
back.
adjustments and things of that sort. Yeah,
Thanks. BRB.
yeah, so, yeah. Do your thing. Wait, put us on commercial. He
Put us
left
on
me
commercial.
alone. He left me alone with y'all.
All right, now we here finally. Curtis is at his mic.
I'm back.
You can properly speak. I got my food.
Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
Hear you? You there?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Making sure we good.
You there, bro?
Dig it.
We're gonna dive right into this main topic because we stayed on that first topic for a while.
No, I did.
And it's a really good one. It's a really, really good one.
Hey, square me
Should
up,
black
square
people
me
get over slavery? Square you up? Oh yeah. We can properly square up now.
Yeah, because I feel like this is the topic that requires that. To be honest, I need to shake it out. Everybody eating but me. Fuck y'all.
My bad, bro.
I just got done. You know, I had to taste the food. This shit's smacking too, boy.
But yeah, should black people get over slavery and its effects and the effects that it had on it? Elaborate.
While y'all eating, I'll go ahead and start us off. I'm gonna blatantly say no.
Both of y'all just said no.
Okay, cool. So with that being said, no, we should not forget slavery. Why? Because America was built on it. Period. Point blank. 400 plus years of hard labor and cruel and torturous conditions.
Allow me to stop you right there, because the question isn't should black people forget about slavery. It's should black people get over / move on from slavery.
Here's the thing.
No, same thing.
Here's the thing with that. I got you, Kurt.
Go ahead.
A lot of people view getting over as forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't separate the two. It's like, yeah, I'm over it, but I ain't forgot. Now,
No.
Get me wrong. I'm over it, but I ain't forgot. But some people think getting over is forgetting. And I want to make it very, very clear. We're not forgetting a thing about slavery. Another reason why I'm saying that is because schools are trying to eradicate that from history books.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to cover up their sins. No.
So can I ask you the question? Because you said yourself a second ago that you're over it yourself. So now I understand that the question isn't asking you should black people forget about it, and saying it yourself that you actually are over it yourself.
Yeah.
I'll pose the question again: should black people get over slavery?
No.
So I'm asking Samir for his answer.
Honestly, I'm still saying no. And that
Even though you yourself is over it, in the sense that it's not like you're not holding on to it.
Well, that's the thing. I personally know how I think in my thought process and my mindset. Now, it's totally different when we talk about black people as an entity, as opposed to just individuals. All individuals have their own thoughts and feelings and things like that. But in terms of just us getting together as an entire group and forming one mind, we kind of can't, only because of the fact that they are trying to eradicate it from history. Yeah, and it's like with that, that's why we can't get over it, because with them trying to get rid of it, we need to keep reminding them, hey, no, y'all
that shit ain't happening.
Not about to erase that. You're not. We're gonna put this on Front Street, front center, on the biggest billboard, period, point blank, and y'all gonna know this is where we all came from. We can't get over it. We can cope with it. We can accept. I don't know.
Right.
I personally just feel we as a whole, if we combine all the black folks in the world and created one mind, I would feel that we can't get over slavery, because if all the white folks got together and created one mind, chances are they would say, nah, slavery didn't exist.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said right there.
Dig.
Go ahead.
Basically, I agree with you. You cannot get over slavery because we are still feeling the effects in America today of what happened back then. And America refuses to acknowledge what it did. You feel me? Germany took responsibility for what the Holocaust and what they did. And they apologize every day throughout it.
Constantly.
There's no Nazi paraphernalia allowed. There's no Nazi propaganda allowed. You get arrested on sight for that. It's a crime.
But that was white people on white
Germany.
people.
But it don't, bro. Why you?
You know, just like you, we gotta be controversial. Come on now.
But it don't make sense in this part. Like I'm saying.
Why not? No, I'm saying that's white people on white
Germany-
people. That's why they can do that. What you mean? That was white people attacking other white people. They're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna apologize to the white people that we attacked.
Okay, what I'm saying is that people always try.
People, I do want to ask this. So if white folks can go ahead and apologize to white folks, why they can't apologize to black folks?
Exactly.
Well, that's my point.
Like,
That's my point.
So, what's your point?
That's what I'm. That's like white people not getting arrested for the same stuff black people getting arrested for. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, they would apologize to other white people.
No, see, that's where
other white
no.
people.
What I'm saying is that Germany held Germany accountable. They still hold people accountable to this day for what happened during the Holocaust.
Germany
so
held Germany accountable.
Germany to this day, yes, modern day Germany, they hold everybody in there accountable for everything that happened in the past. They hold every German accountable. Anybody who visits, you are not allowed to have any Nazi paraphernalia, any Nazi memorabilia, any of that. It's not allowed. It is a crime against the country. America has not did the same thing. America has not treated slavery the same way. They have not, nigga, we just now got a couple of statues.
A couple.
Of course.
You feel me? So that's why I'm like, why are they? And the fact that people took down the racist, statues and shit like that. I don't know why they did that too. Because now you want people to forget that it actually happened. And black people was fighting to get these statues tore down, but still not realizing, bro, they still have a power over you, my nigga. So that's why I'm like, no, like you cannot, I refuse to get over slavery because there's still certain things in place that, is basically, things trickle down. Post-traumatic, all this
traumatic stress,
PTSD, all this PTSD trickles down from back then, 400 years ago. The Willie Lynch letter tells you how to break a slave and how to break a black family, and this will last you 400 years. When you do the math, 400 years just passed in like 2018, 2017. That's why niggas is just now starting to wake up. So you can't get over slavery. I refuse to get over slavery.
I'm gonna piggyback on all that.
A lot of piggyback.
So directly on that, I think that's why we should start moving past it. All the things you just mentioned are things that happened in American history, and those are things that we'll never forget as black people. Those are things that shaped us as we are today. But if we hold on to everything that you just mentioned, we'll never move past the area of blackness that we're in right now. Because as good as we look right now, this is all just like, surface dressing. Not much has really changed. Like, we just not getting beaten. I don't want to say and killed in the streets. We're still getting killed. But we're not just getting, directly beaten as bad as we were before. We're still black people. We're still here under the veil of being black people in America. And to the rest of the world, we are viewed as black people.
But that's the thing. I don't think.
Hold on, wait. So us being viewed as black people kind of keeps us in like a certain. One, it keeps us in a certain mindset. Two, it also leaves us in a certain box to the rest of the world. Now, y'all know me. I don't really give a fuck what people think about me. So I'm not saying that we should try to do this to get out of a certain view that the world sees us. I'm saying this for ourselves. To go back to the original question, you
Even God knew it was nonsense going to be said. He cut you out, boy.
Yeah, you funny. You
The Lord
funny.
says, "Stop it."
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
We hear you now.
Okay, bet. So I'll say yes and no. And once again, I will reiterate: the question is not should we forget, is should we get over, or should we move past slavery and its effects? I'll say yes and no.
Wait,
I'll say yes.
Let me. I'm curious.
Huh.
In your words, what is your definition to get over?
Mine is mostly, I think, one, stop waiting for reparations. And two, I'm of the strong belief that when you keep reminding yourself or telling yourself that you are a certain thing, you tend to act and form your life in that way. That episode of Atlanta is a perfect example. Like that woman who came up to that dude saying that you owe me this, you owe me that. That was such a coon ass lady that she was.
But I don't see that happening in real life. I'm talking about real life. I don't really see nobody doing that in real life.
No. Obviously,
like
we're not gonna get reparations. No. Whoa. First off, there's plenty of women and people like that. There's plenty of people I know who would do the same exact thing if that was a reality today. What I'm saying is that's a certain mindset that is kept because she's like, yo, I'm owed all this. I need to get my money. I need to get this and that. I'm a black person who needs to act and look and dress a certain way. Like it's something about the entirety of being black, the entirety of post-slavery America that kind of keeps us in this certain mindset. And it's a mindset that doesn't really go for progression. It doesn't really go for like moving forward. It's kind of just like, hey, we need to stay here and get ours. And it's like, I mean, do we really need to stay here and get ours? Like, do we really need to wait for America to admit the fact that they did a heinous act? Like, do we really? Obviously, we want it. Like, yeah, of course, we should want them to admit the evils that they did, but do we really need to sit here and keep waiting for that day to happen? Because my question is, all right, so once that finally happens, is that when we're actually going to progress as a people? Is that when we're actually going to separate from being the quote-unquote black person? Is that we're going to move and create our own land when we finally get that word from white America that they did the wrong thing? Why wait? Why not just do it now? And once again, that's why I made sure that's why I made sure I reiterated that the question isn't should we forget slavery, because we should never forget the stuff that's happened to us. Like there's a reason that we're here right now, and the world should never forget it. And we should stop them from trying to erase the history in Texas because the world needs to know what happened. But we definitely need to have a different mindset going forward. Like, yes, this is what happened to us, but we need to put this where it is and put it where it was so we can move on as a people. If all we're doing is holding on to it just for the sole purpose of waiting for them to say that they did this wrong thing and to possibly give us money, I just say we drop the whole shit and move on and just move forward. That's what I'd say.
I have a rebuttal for that. From my personal, Tamir's eyes, literally just his point of view and his humor. I've never heard black folks really come that hard about slavery and reparations. I've seen motherfuckers just go get it and do it on their own. But one thing I've also seen is white folks tear that down.
Facts? Yeah.
So it's like at this point, I personally feel like black folks are over slavery. We're just now speaking up about, yo, okay, look, we're trying to be over slavery, but y'all keep putting us in this position and keep bringing it up because y'all not letting us advance the way we're trying to advance.
Yeah. Facts. Actually, yeah. I would say yes. I think a lot of black people are like, I think a lot of black people actually do think the way that I think. But when we actually ask and pose the big question, should we actually move on from it? Everybody's kind of scared to say yes because they don't want to seem like, like Uncle Tom ass niggas talking about forget slavery. It's like, no, we don't.
But I honestly think
we need to move on.
We wouldn't be where we are now if we haven't learned to cope with what happened in our past.
Right.
Like,
but that's not what moving on is.
The silver, right? But I'm saying even moving on, like you can move on, but why would you get over it? I would never like get over some shit
because it's a trauma. It's like saying why would you move on but not get over your boyfriend or your ex beating you? Like, yeah, just because you move on and get over it doesn't mean you forgot.
So,
doesn't mean you
so
didn't
a
grow.
therapist,
You
a
still
therapist
grew.
wouldn't tell you to. A therapist wouldn't tell you to get over it. They'll try to help you break it down.
No,
and to
they would
see-
tell you to get past it. I'm not saying get over it as like some superficial, like, oh, just forget about it. I'm saying,
But
bro,
But
I
the
shouldn't
way
even
you be
worried.
putting it, you be giving off like get
It is
over
to
it, bro.
get over.
Slavery happened, yeah, whatever. Dust the shoulders off, get over it. That's
That
the
is
way
not
you be
how I
putting
put it.
out
That's how
there.
you take it.
That
That's
is
not
how
even
it
what
be
I say.
That's how it sounds.
No,
That's how it
literally
sounds.
just went through a whole 10-minute like explanation of why. I never just say just like brush your shoulders off. That's just how you've been taking it. Because like I said, black people are kind of afraid to ask that question. It hits the nerve. I didn't say anything about that like that. I did, however, pose the question: should black people get over slavery? But I've been saying / move on. I just didn't type it in the actual question. I've been saying should black people get over / move on?
But that's
from
what I'm
slavery?
saying.
And it's
I think
more
at
of
the
a
end of
move
the
on.
day, bro. At the end of the day, we have moved on. At the end of the day, we have moved on. But also, if you don't understand your past, you're bound to repeat it.
100%.
My nigga, so therefore, America needs to acknowledge the shit. I cannot get over that shit.
Man.
Every white person needs to check somebody else who claimed
I
that
don't
their family wasn't a part of it, but really was. They need to check that shit. So there's no form or fashion of getting over it. It's a part of our culture. It's a part of our history.
just said,
and
but
it's not
both of y'all
something we
just said.
change.
Both of y'all have said in this show that you think black people are already over it. So why is it so weird to say that we should continue to do what we're already doing?
Oh
Y'all
no,
both
like I
literally
said,
said I think black people are already over
to
it.
also acknowledge that even as many as we take 5 steps forward, the white man is trying to knock us 10 steps back.
Because we keep trying to do this at the white man's land. That's why I keep saying let's just. I'll just
John,
say
what you got to say?
Yes, let's talk. What you got?
Hold on, let me finish this last part. I got
I
you.
was like, I want to hear what James has to say.
So I was gonna say, almost forgot.
You got it.
Dang it, Curtis. No, I really forgot actually. Dang. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's almost there. No, I was gonna say on the part of damn, I lost it again. You know what, John? You got it.
Damn it!
You
No,
got
James, you gotta grab it by the loins.
God damn, that runner was
I
spicy.
tried. I forgot. Go ahead though. Oh,
It's a tough question because it's like it's one of those things where it's like if we say yes collectively as a unit, it doesn't feel necessarily fair, but it does help us get past certain things and also maybe start putting the energy towards helping each other and actually get things done in the community and things like that. I feel like if we say no, we're still not wrong for not getting over it, and then it may hold us back on certain things. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like this is the best example that I can give. You know how, like, for instance, everybody hates Prince.
Mhm.
What he did.
You got it.
Damn, I had a good point too, but my throat just did the little tingly thing.
Everybody hates me.
I know, right?
Everybody hate
Chris,
Chris.
yeah. Young Chris Rock.
Mhm. Damn, that must have been Will Smith coming like, don't you say it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he came and smacked it right out of you.
Don't smoke till you're 25, kids.
Right.
We're all forgetting stuff.
Chris, like on the show, no matter if he did the right thing, he always got chewed out. He got in trouble for everybody. He got in trouble for the whole block, the whole school, no matter what, And he just had to get over it, to be able to wake up the next day and just live his next day. He had to just get over stuff. I feel like that's how we're being treated in the Black community. Like, just get over it and endure.
Mm-hmm. AKA
that's
shut
not-
up and dribble, which I am not a fan.
And that's not the direction
That's
we should go in with.
Yeah,
though.
what it say? Shut up and play. That's what they tell the NBA players and NFL. Shut up and play.
And that's not the direction we should go in with it. And I just remember I was going to bring up that therapist comment you made, Curtis. A therapist wouldn't tell you to get over it. They would help you work through it. So when we say get over it,
So
we're not
that's
talking about just hop over something. We're talking about like deal with it, deal with the ramifications and the traumas of slavery, which we understand is Jim Crow, which we understand is the fall of the Black Panther Party, which we understand is crack in the Black community, which we understand is rap being pushed in a violent rap being pushed to a high for the young kids to see. We understand these things; those are the symptoms. So when it comes to saying like move forward and get over it, it's never a forget it. It's never forget it. Because we wouldn't be talking about it right now if we were talking about forget it. It's a understand, it's a no, it's a like this is what happened to us, but now kind of a thing. Instead of this is what happened to us, and we need you to, to make this right. It's like this is what happened to us. We've been waiting for these niggas to make it right for years. We've been demanding it as well. But we're here now. We really just need to make our own moves.
Yeah. Like I said, we can do that. And we have done that. But white people have continually white people in power have destroyed that multiple times. So it's hard for you to say that, bro. Like Tulsa, they literally destroyed Tulsa. Schools, hospitals, churches, black businesses. Black people had their own economic system. You feel me? They got let's say they got over slavery. I'm saying they got over slavery to make these advancements in their culture. Did they not? They got over their trauma to make something positive out of it. And they did that. And what else happened? America took that shit away again. And then
that's why I
keep
saying leave. That's why I keep saying leave.
But it don't matter. It don't matter where we go though. It kind of seems like even if you watch like people's like experiences
definitely now.
And everything, like people's experience in other countries as like Afro-Europeans or Afro whatever the case may be, it's still not like it's any better.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have the same problems as America.
No.
Better.
Yeah.
No,
I think
that's why I'm like we should have left at a certain time.
I was gonna say I think the real question should be, can black people band together and then get over it, or band together and then leave? Because that's the real issue we got.
That's
we
it
can't
right there.
come together, people. Yeah, all together. There's always someone in the bunch that's like,
if that's the real issue right there, Tamir.
If we're gonna leave and go where? This is the same country that your ancestors built, bled for, died for,
that's
and all
one
that
part of
so
that's one part of our ancestors.
But
that's literally one very small part.
Have you lived in Africa? Have you lived in Africa?
That's one very small part of our history.
Have you lived in Africa? Have you been to Africa?
No.
Okay, so why would you just get up and leave now when your home is in the USA?
Well, I didn't say nothing about going to Africa. I just said going.
I'm saying, where are you going though? If you're telling people to leave, where's the destination? If you're the Messiah, where
Curtis,
are you leaving?
This isn't Curtis. We're not writing laws right now. The question is, should we get over black people?
It's a question. It's okay, and as a hypothetical question, I'm asking you: if you were to leave, where would you go? That is. I have no
idea yet because we'd have to sit down and plan it. Logistically,
and that's where my question comes into play.
Yeah, but
no facts. Like as a people
come together. Like I think and I also think what Curtis is basically saying, like any like it's cool to say like let's just leave, let's just do this, but it's just like the examples have already been made like of how people did try to do that, and no matter what, there was always a setback, a pushback. Even in, I'll just point this one thing out. Even in today's time, now granted, although Black Lives Matter, the foundation group, whatever, is being exposed of a lot these days. But when those protests were happening and everything, there were a lot. Like I live in downtown Oakland. Yeah. There were a lot of setups that I had never seen for any other protests. Like they were staging bricks.
The bricks? Where the fuck the bricks come from? All types
of stuff.
I remember that. Yeah, that was a little wild.
So those were supposed to be peaceful protests and things like that, and like they came in and made them what they were. Even the looting and the rioting became a thing that like most of the people doing that didn't even live in Oakland. They just came in to take advantage of what was already considered a ran down community and everything in their eyes. So people take advantage of what we do and don't have. So it's like I don't think it's the fact that black people wouldn't be. I think it would take reparations. It would take certain things in place for us to actually not necessarily get over it, but like you said, get past it for that to be able to happen. So you can't look at every other race that's receiving, all of this, that, and the third. Like there's
refugees continue to get money.
Like there's a whole Chinatown and everything where they have a community of people and it gets funded. They get their own funding and things like that. They have all.
That's more on us as a people.
And all of that. But the thing is like they still get the support from the community and everything. Like we get denied to buy houses from Wells Fargo, but they get an actual bank in their community for it. If we walk into Wells Fargo or any type of bank, any bank that you go into in East Oakland right now, they barely have tellers. They're not keeping cash there or anything else. Yet you can go to other banks, other communities, and they do that. Like there's proof of it. It's a whole community over there. They have their own doctors' offices, their own schools and daycare centers and all of that stuff.
So can I ask?
In the Asian community, I don't think if we were given certain things and everything and they weren't stripped from the left to the right and all of that, like when I see First Friday outside of my house and everything and people are singing their rock songs and all that stuff, but as soon as a rap song is coming, it's to shut the whole part. Like there's just so many layers of different things to why it roots back to slavery and why it's hard to get over it.
So for me, that kind of just brings me back to my question. It's like, all right, so what you just said kind of just makes it seem like, all right, we have to just sit here and wait still, if that's the case. Like if we're just like, if reparations is the only way for us to really get out, that leaves us still sitting here and waiting, not getting over slavery because
I got you.
Waiting for reparations to happen. No good.
But one thing she did definitely point out was how people aren't waiting. People are actually taking.
People are not waiting.
People are advancing. They are advancing. Okay. What she's saying is a particular type of people are taking their steps to knock you back.
Trying to work 6 jobs.
Right.
Just so we can get that stepping stone that reparations would provide.
Mm-hmm. So wait, so what is that? Well, how is that different from me saying let's move on and progress as Black people then?
Basically, what I'm saying,
because I'm not moving on. I'm taking that and using it as fuel.
But that is moving on. That is moving on. Us making money and building communities for strength is us moving on and moving past.
But I'm telling you, the way that you say moving on.
So how about you stop trying to? How about you just hear what I say instead of trying to interpret it in your own words? You keep saying the way I say it.
I'm hearing what you're saying.
I'm literally saying. I'm saying what I'm saying, and then we keep going around to the same thing. You're like, nah, you're saying we shouldn't forget. It's like I didn't say nothing about forgetting. I'm saying we should move on, as in move forward as a people. One of the ways we do that is the way that Jahan just mentioned.
But what I was saying is like to bring it back to what Curtis was saying, like the thing is like we have tried to move past it. Like the thing is like when Tulsa was was created and everything, that was a form of moving past it. Like
they murdered
it wasn't moving on because it was happening to them right then and there. They were still getting beat. They were still experiencing a lot of fucked up shit. They were trying to move past it and bring people into it, and it wasn't working.
Like it wasn't enough.
Now, like in the Black community, for the most part, with like Black daycares, like Black-owned daycares and stuff like that, that's a way for people to help their own community, especially single mothers or single, fathers, things like that or whatever. They get way less funding. They get way less help from the state and all. Like it's a whole thing to try to really set back the Black community. And like Curtis said, like with the Willie Lynch letter, that was set in stone generations and generations before us,
right?
And it's still being used today. So it's like I don't think it's a matter of like we don't think people could get past it, because I know that's the word like that you can't really get over it. You have to get past it. But the only examples that we've been given is when people got past it, they got kicked back.
Well, what about people like Ludacris, who has like dual citizenship in Ghana? What about people like
that's Ludacris? What? That's one person. We're talking about people.
No, facts. No, facts. I'm using him as an example because it's not. If you want to use somebody,
I got you, Curtis. I got you. That's a flawed example because that's one person.
It's a better example. A better example would be Akon, because Akon was trying to build a whole civilization, a whole city in Senegal for Black people to come to.
So let me go back to the main question, because it seems like you guys are actually saying yes, we already are moving on. That seems to be the consensus. Like Black people have already actually started to do so. That seems to be what you guys are saying.
I mean, based on the definition of get over you gave us, kind of, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But for some reason, sometimes it's being taken as I'm saying, let's like forget about slavery.
No, that's not the case. We're basically saying like everything that you're saying, we've already answered. We just keep going back in circles, answering the same question. Like, yo, bro, like what you're telling us to do, we've done. Back in 1862.
I'm not telling you anything. We're having a conversation. I'm trying to get to the reason I'm saying that, and I keep coming back to it because y'all. It seems to say that yes, we actually agree that black people should actually move on from slavery. And the only reason I brought that back up is because you guys' original answer was no, but from you guys' elongated answer, it seems to be actually yes.
I'm not saying because it's not moving on. I think you use it and you take your past and your trauma and turn them into fuel to keep you propelling forward.
That
to
is
keep
literally
you
moving on.
But when you
I'm
say
not
get
saying
over,
forget.
the wording,
I'm not saying forget.
I understand what you're saying, but the wording, my nigga, is different.
But
Get
I'm telling
over
you what I'm
sounds
saying.
different.
But I'm telling you what I'm saying. I'm not saying get over, forget. I'm saying get over, move on. And if you understand what we just agreed with, literally moving on is what you just described. I'm not saying forget.
Would you possibly say that, okay, because the way it might sound like, do you feel like black people may use it as a crutch and maybe they shouldn't do that? Is that like, because I understand that.
That's literally what.
That when certain people like use just certain things, not just in this instance, but like in instances, use certain things as a crutch to help to enable their behavior and not being accountable.
That is quite literally what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay. No, I totally understand that. I do totally understand that. It's
I
just
should have formed the question differently.
No. I
actually,
mean,
wasn't originally my question.
That breaks down what the question is actually getting to, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are certain people that use slavery as a crutch to why they behave the way that they do in the black community, but in any community, honestly. But, like, in the black community, that's understandable. As far as them like getting over it, though, like I don't think anyone's gonna be able to just get over slavery, especially if we still have people from that time speaking in Tulsa coming forth, you know, and saying like, you know, what they deserve, what they still feel they deserve, and they're very, to be as old as they are, they're still very aware and understanding of what they experienced and where we're at today. So when we take people like that into consideration, I don't think it's a matter of getting over it. I think if anything, stuff like that should push us to be more accountable in what we're doing in our own community to be able to help them. So those people are able to keep the houses that they built and everything that they're, you know, working hard to pass down and stuff like that. That's different. Getting past certain things so we're not using it as a crutch. But when we like, because this isn't the first time we've heard like should black people get over it, and I think that getting over something for anybody, it wouldn't matter if it was slavery, if it was maybe rape or like any type of trauma.
Because the connotation of the word just kind of it seems like a slap in the face.
You wouldn't tell a rape victim to get over it.
Yeah, like you would try to help them get past it or not use it as a crutch to not be accountable and stepping up in their lives.
Right.
You know?
No, exactly.
So if you're saying get
like
over
that rape victim would never forget.
You're accepting your past and going through it. Now you're getting past it that way.
Have I not been saying that? I guess I don't think
the way you say it, my nigga, is not sounding like that.
He's like, bro, you saying the opposite of what you said.
I'm saying I'm not trying to be on. I'm not trying to like say.
No, but I also think that people are just. I think just black people are just sensitive to that question in general. Whether I like read get over or move on, black people are very sensitive to that question in general. Like, should we? Even if I said should we move on from slavery, people be like, hell no, we should move on from slavery. What's wrong with you? But at the same time, I can see that being a crutch for people not moving on mentally because that's what I want. Mindset.
It won't be a crutch for me, but I also feel like we should not get over it until people acknowledge it. You get over something after you acknowledge it, and you see what the problem was, and now you know how to get through it. No, I already acknowledged it.
Let's go to the rape metaphor.
Needs to acknowledge it.
Well, let's go to the rape metaphor. Does a woman a woman or a man who's been raped need the person who raped them to acknowledge the thing that they did for them?
No, but they must. Sometimes they might want to confront. Sometimes they may want to confront the person that did that for closure.
But so let's say they confronted the person that did it, and for years and years and years, a person never apologized or admit any wrongdoings, is it then smart for that person to continue on that same path of trying and waiting for that person to admit their wrong, for them to move past it, or should they just take it upon themselves to move past it now and then progress?
I think
I won't answer that because I can't speak for rape victims, so I really won't answer that.
I mean,
I have an opinion saying that from the outside looking in, I think that it's important for them to be allowed to take the steps, you know, to the steps that they may need to not be belittled, whether it means like going through therapy and them never confronting the person, or if it means like actually being able to confront them, and then even if it means hearing that the person doesn't care, whatever the case may be, like they reserve the right to be able to take whatever healing steps that they need. I think that would be important versus just being like, you know, he's never going to admit that he's sorry, or she's never going to admit that she's sorry. So, you know, just move on. Like at the end of the day, like that trauma is centered within them. And
I think as black people, we've done that though. I would say as black people, we've done that almost so many times. I agree with what you're saying. Like everybody should have that chance to make that decision and reach out and see if they can. But as black people as a whole, we actually have done that numerous times. And it has answered the question of, is that person actually gonna, you know, apologize or admit their wrongs? And I think the big answer is no, they're not.
No, not at all.
To be honest.
But where this gets interesting is the fact that we're not talking about rape. We're talking about
I went back to slavery.
I know, we're talking about people that are actively kicking us back. Like, it's not even that they won't apologize; they'll keep doing it and not apologize for it too. Which is totally different. It's like you can catch a rapist, you can beat the shit out of it a number of times over. The victim won't still get over it. That's still something that they have to go through and work with. But this is more of a case of like, yo, we're talking about a grand people getting kicked back by another,
and that's by a nation. I'm saying by a nation, because I'm not going to put everybody into the concept of America, because America literally is controlled by certain people in power. Those are the people who needs to acknowledge it. This shit needs to be taught in school. You know, it needs to be learned. Like, don't hide that shit from the world. Don't hide your sins. Why would you?
I have a hypothetical question for everybody. If let's see if I can form this question correctly. If the black community was actually a community, and we all actually, like, literally all of us were in one big group of people as a community, and we had two options. Like, we're all connected. We all have our economic dollar down. We got the bankers, we got the lawyers, we got the doctors, we got everybody we need to do whatever we need to do. And we have two options. One option is come together to force America to, one, admit their wrongs, and then two, pay us our reparations, and then move from there. Or the other option is to just pull the things we already have together and then, you know, figure out where we're going, obviously, make that decision, and then just leave. Out of those two options, what would you have picked? Once again, the option is one, lean on America to give us our reparations and admit their wrongdoing, or two, pull together the resources we already have, make a solid plan, and then just move on it without waiting for America to say anything.
Honestly, I would go with two. The only issue is, can that be organized? Right.
Let's just say with the hypothetical that is already, we're already organized as a people. On both, either way we go, we're already organized as a people. It just depends on what move we're about to make.
Keeping it 1,000, keeping it a tall ass stack, a cold one too. This wouldn't even be a conversation. We would already have some shit in development. We would probably be over there right now, as we're talking.
Yeah.
If we were organized.
Yeah.
Like, off the strict hypothetical you're saying, let's just say we had everything literally down to a T in terms of like organization and keeping defense up from certain people of knocking us back. We would be kind of squared away.
So two.
Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah.
Jahan, what about you?
Curtis, you go first.
All right, Kurt, what about you?
Like I said, it's really hard to make a choice on the two. It's really hard to make a choice on that because I'm like, one, like I said, one is basically leaving your home for generations. I've been your home for generations, your family's home for generations, and now I'm just up and leaving. I would be considered a refugee no matter where I go. And us as a people would be a big mass of refugees in somebody else's place that's not actually our own. So going with number two is kind of hard, but I think it'd be the best logical choice in this instance because number one, nobody's waiting around for shit. At the end of the day, I'm gonna get up and go get it myself.
By any means.
You feel me? And I'm gonna make it myself. And no, I may struggle and I may fall, but my nigga, I'm gonna get it by any means. I'm not depending on slavery to bail me out or some.
Well, remember, I didn't say wait. I said lean on America, as in like do all the things we want to do when it comes to making them give us our reparations. So you're taking a chance on if they will or if they won't.
Which means
that's basically what we're doing already, my nigga. We living already.
Right. We're not organized. I'm talking about as an organized people. If we were all organized and truly organized, like I just described before, and we had all our resources and stuff planned out, and we had these two options, where we could, as a full nation of black people, lean on America, or as a full nation of black people, use our resources and go on about ourselves. I'm not saying nothing about waiting. So if you have the option, then would you?
But I just want to clear something up.
Go ahead.
You're saying we're not waiting, but what do you mean by lean on America?
Yeah.
No, so I mean that we would basically the stuff that we're trying to do right now, we'd be doing like by 1,000 times because we'd actually be organized, as opposed to just like hundreds of different protests and people saying 100 different things. We actually be one people with one actual goal in mind. We have our economic stuff behind us. Like literally, this is a hypothetical, like perfect situation. Like we are one actual people instead of like the people we think we are today.
But are we still getting kicked back by a particular group of people?
Of course.
Then I still stick with number two because that's kind of what's happening now.
Right. Okay. Cool. Bet. I said number two as well.
I'm not gonna be devil's advocate. I don't have enough in me. I'm gonna go.
Kirk.
Right. Nah, like I said, I told you. Two.
All right, bet. That kind of like the reason I asked that question is kind of that's kind of the argument I've been making this entire night. It's kind of that basically. Like if we really had the moves to make, what would be in our best interest? I think would be to not even try to fight for the reparations and for that it'd be the best interest to do our own thing with the economics and the stuff that we already pulled together. That's just me though. I mean, you ain't gotta agree with me. I'm just saying I posed that question to see what you guys would say, maybe to help you, maybe just to see from my point of view of what I was trying to say in the first place. So yeah, red pill, blue pill.
I don't know. I think it's a little deeper than that.
Agreed.
You said what?
It might be a purple pill somewhere in there. It's deep.
Oh, there's probably a lot of pills to be very honest.
Some deep water, bro.
But that's definitely some deep water. But that's why I just posed a hypothetical situation just to see what's going on. But it's always good to hear people's, different people's perspectives. I do personally think that we should move on, but that's just me. Other people don't see it the same way.
One thing I will point out is that hypothetical you pointed out happened to a T. And they burnt our shit ass.
When?
Tulsa, bro. And it was like 11 more cities just like it.
No. That's not happening to a T because that was a city full of people. I'm talking about the entire nation of black people coming together, which would be a whole different thing.
But you seriously don't think that whole city of people?
How do you think a nation starts, my nigga? It starts with a city.
Hold on.
Black folk.
No. Okay, so one, obviously, I know what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I do get that. Two, just because that did happen, one, that was a smaller scale. The hypothetical I brought up was a bigger scale. It'd be harder for them to just come in and murder the bigger scale amount of black people that I'm actually talking about. Three, even if that was the case and that did actually happen back in time, doesn't mean that we shouldn't try it again. You know what I mean? Just because 1921 Tulsa massacre happened doesn't mean that we should not try again.
I'm just like this. So basically, all I'm saying is, where I was going with that is, you seriously don't think if Tulsa wasn't burnt down that we as a black community would be up right now?
No, I didn't say that either. Right? I also didn't say that.
But that's where I'm going with it. I'm not talking about what you were saying. I'm saying like us as I know.
No.
It was on
So I'll answer your question with a no. I don't. No, I'm pretty sure. I think we would be more together as black people.
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
One thing.
So I would bring up the fact that we haven't really done anything like that since. I would bring up the fact that those group of people in Tulsa, Oklahoma are more on the two. If you were to go to my hypothetical question, they were already on the two ball. They were not people that were trying to like advocate for reparations. They were already on that two ball. So we're kind of saying the same thing. Like, yeah, that happened before and it didn't work then. Doesn't mean it couldn't happen now on a grander scale, which would make it harder for them to murder us like they did then. Now, if you want to just say the American government is just going to nuke us, feel free. I mean, they could just do that shit right now if they wanted to. They can honestly nuke anybody they want. But if we're going to sit here and just say like, dang, we tried this, years ago, and then they murdered us all, does that mean we shouldn't try again? Like, does that mean that it wouldn't work on a bigger scale?
We definitely should. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay, but yeah,
I'll agree with you on that.
Bet. Yeah, though. Yeah, that was been a good debate. I enjoy debating with you guys. Oh, so we're coming up with some new stuff, guys. We're gonna have like different series going forward. I have an idea for a debate series, which is kind of what we do a little bit, except we're gonna have a judge. There'll be two of us going at it head to head with cold hard facts. Ain't no feelings. Ain't no this is what I thought it meant. It's like, no, these are facts, and we're gonna have these facts. We're gonna go head to head, and one of us will be the judge, and the other two will be like the two lawyers or whatever, going head to head to either prove this fact or disprove this fact. We got some more stuff coming for y'all. Thanks for joining us for another show of the Jeffries Show, a pop-up podcast. Say what's up, Kurt. Say what's up, Tamir. You know what I'm saying? They're doing that thing. Kurt's about to graduate once again. Congratulations to the homie. You know what I mean? Yes, my man, he's finally done with one part of school after being in school for like a decade and a half. I'm joking. My nigga doing big things. Shout out to my homie Tamir, bro, getting that bread. Shout out to Jahan doing her thing as well. Always looking fly and stuff. You know what it is. Yeah. Thanks for you guys' opinions and you guys' point of view. I really do appreciate it, you guys. But all right, y'all, we finna be up out of here. Peace.
Oh yeah, family is important, bro. Ain't nobody really gonna have your back. Like family. Hey, we had a discussion. Consensual sex, consensual baby.
That does not mean I'm not wholesome. I'm wholesome.
Everything cheating as okay, or has it just become easier to get away?
Folks, we are dealing with technical difficulties. We have some nonsense.
I ain't no tender hoe, bro. You can't hit this the first night.